He earned a nickname that sounds harmless, the Candy Man, but behind the sweetness was something far darker. Dean Corll lived in Houston, Texas in the early 1970s. On the surface, he seemed like an ordinary man. He came from a family that ran a candy company. He would hand out candy to boys in his neighborhood. Free treats from that candy business, gifts that made him look kind, generous, friendly, and the trust made everything worse. Because over time, Corll used that same kindness as camouflage. Behind the doors of his home and under the night sky, he began luring teenage boys and young men with promises of friendship, parties, favors, once they were with him. What came next was horror. Between 1970 and 1973, Corll abducted, tortured, and murdered more than 24 young males. Many were teenagers, some he met through people he knew. Others he convinced with false promises. Some of his victims were even friends of his accomplices. Two teenagers helped him, boys who should have been his peers. They brought young men to him. They helped him with his crimes in ways that still send shivers down the spine. Victims were strangled, tortured, some were shot, some buried in secret graves. One body shed was a rented boat shed. Others were buried in woods or on remote land. Corll's reign of terror continued in secret until one night in 1973, when one of his young accomplices, Elmer Wayne Henley, turned his back on him. That teenager shot Corll dead. In doing so, he exposed one of the worst serial murder cases in American history. When police dug into Corll's homes and properties, they found dozens of bodies hidden in shallow graves, all with stories that ended too soon. Families who once believed their sons had gone missing or run away faced a truth more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. Corll died that night, but what he left behind wasn't silence. It was names, faces, lives taken, horrors carried by survivors and families. He was no monster lurking down a back alley. He was the man across the street who gave out candy. The trusted face with a secret so brutal it still haunts Houston.